Hello, we're here at Shoe Healer and we've had a pair of Barkers sent in, so we're going to do a video on them because they're about as bad as they can be. Let's turn them over to our side, really. This is where we do all the work, and they've worn beautifully, really nice. Just worn them oddly a little bit on the toe there, but they've gone soft in the middle and the heels are down. Look at those heels are down. Yep, fabulous. No problem at all. Paul can work his magic and make those look lovely. Unfortunately, let's have a look at the scabby side. This is obviously not had any treatment at all. That leather is completely... I don't know what word you would use to describe that leather. My word definitely would begin with an F, but that's probably not a nice thing to say about these shoes. What can we do? What would we do? What is it worth doing? What price are the shoes? Well, the shoes, to replace them, are £375 £375 for a new pair. But if the gentleman likes them, he's bedded them in, and this is the only real issue that we've got in this area. The rest of the shoe across here, look, is all nice and flexible. Let's have a go. Now, first of all, we don't normally like to see shoes come in this bad. Please, this is just a little bit of a video exercise that we're going to do. A lot of the jobs that we do have to be, in fact, not a lot, all of them have to be commercially viable for us and for you. So you have to look at your shoes sometimes and think, are they worth repairing? It's okay you sending me a shoe, we put a lovely bottom on it, but the bottom's got so much strength in the structure, the rest of the shoe can't take it and the rest of the shoe falls apart. You've wasted your money. So we will set about, first of all, handing these over to somebody to give them a nice clean and see if we can revive a little bit of this leather here. Then we can see about putting a patch inside, stitching it up, and just prolonging the life of these shoes. Obviously, the gentleman's not bothered particularly what they look like. He can't be, otherwise he wouldn't have wore it to that bloody state. So we will send these to our friend, and he will... Well, he's actually the chap now that stood holding the camera. He said, these will make a really nice video. And I said, fine, you clean the buggers then. So he's going to take them home, have a go at them with some of the Renomat, with some creams, all the sort of stuff that me and Paul don't really like getting involved with. Wear sole and heels, uppers. You can do the uppers. You can sort your uppers out. Probably not when they're as bad as this, but generally, is that all right? Thumbs up from Paul over there. So lovely. We'll see how they come back. That'll be the next video. We'll see how they come back, and then we'll start the repair on the Look at this. Oh, that is how it's turned out. That is the good shoe, of course, not the one with the gape on. Now, that's had so much time and effort, starting with a cheap cleaner. I didn't know what he was going to do, our cameraman was going to do, but he started with the cheaper cleaner, he said, because this Renomat, £15 a bottle, he didn't want to be using the Renomat because it's just so expensive. So he started with this cleaner, and then after he'd cleaned them and scrubbed them, and he did the inside as well, look, the inside, he spent such a long time getting those clean. He did say he nearly gassed himself. He did open the window, but he said that such a headache it gave him, so make sure you do this in a really well vented area. So after the Renomat, he went with the Renovator, the Renovator cream, Renovator, and 2 goes with this, I believe. Work this into the leather to make them nice and supple, and then finally with this cream. And the cream, this cream 1925, has got quite a strong pigment in it. Be very careful with what polishes and creams you buy, because some of them are useless. They put goodness in, but they don't put any colour in. The sapphire one is the strongest pigment, but also be careful you get the right colour. So that's the cream. And then that was it. In between, they were left to dry out. So the process did take a long time, but physically working on the shoe, it was 2 hours, 2 full hours to get that shoe to look this nice, which in all fairness is probably wasted on the customer, because he's going to be back down the farm in these. And the reason for this video is to show you what can be done. Not that we want to do this for you, but what can be done to your shoes. I keep saying that we will look after the bottoms of the shoes. You, loving your shoes, will look after the uppers. And you know, the only reason you wouldn't want to do that is if you're a little bit lazy, which I understand, and you want to pay somebody to do it, but you're interested in shoes. You should get into this. Right, this is the other shoe that hasn't had, it's had all the cleaner, it's had all the scrubbing, but I asked the cameraman not to do anything around here because I've got to do something with this damage that's here. So it's still very dark, it's had all the cleaner, hasn't had any Renovator, and we've got to decide what are we going to do. Now, you'll see on some videos where people would take the sole off, take the welt off, put a panel in, put a piece in, stitch it all back in by hand. What a nightmare. We can't do that. We can't make that pay. All we're doing here is having a play to make a nice video for you, because anything with the uppers is a little bit of a gamble, So I'm thinking we will take this bit of leather off here. Now, we could have rammed it with glue. It's got a good liner, put a patch on the inside and just darn it over. Boom, 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 boom. Send it back to him. There you go, sunshine. That's all we can do. Would he have been bothered? Probably not, because he wouldn't see this, because I'm thinking it'll be caked in cow shit and everything within a few days. So let's just clean that off there. And what I'm intending to do here is take some leather. Customers just walked in, backed in 2 minutes. We're back, and this is we're just looking what we can do. So we can shape a nice piece of leather, and we've got the hole punch to punch some holes in it, and the scissors just to put that crimping edge on the piece that we do, and we can make a new piece, something like that, tuck it down. And, you know, I can actually even use, look at this, some lovely old grained leather, part of swatches that we have there, and use the grained leather and put a piece on like that. So there are things that we can do. Or fill it full of glue, darn it up. The question is, would you really go to all this trouble on this pair of shoes? Would you, the gentleman's bedded them in, he sent them in for a repair. We're going to be really fair with him with this patch because it's part of us having a little bit of fun. Would you go to that length on a pair of shoes? This pair of shoes is £375. If we were charging this gentleman for all the time and effort of cleaning the uppers, 2 hours, and 2 hours we would actually put out at £50 an hour. And the reason I say that, if a repairer puts £400 a day in the till, he probably gets to take home £100 after he's paid all his expenses out of that. 8 hour day, £50 an hour. So you charge your time out at £50 an hour. 2 hours has already gone into cleaning these shoes up. This one's been cleaned, just wants polishing up, some goodness putting back in. It's not going to be a new shoe. Then you've got the price of the repair. The full repair on there is going to be probably round about the 120 or £30. And then you've got the price of a patch on there, which if it takes an hour is going to be £50 to make it look something like. You could just do half an hour's worth and just glue it up and stitch it up, which he'd probably be all right with. So a new pair, £375, I've already told you. If you go onto Barker's website at the moment, you can pick up a brand new pair like this. And look, this is the old leather, this is the new leather, the slightly darker leather. Beautiful shoe, day-night sole and everything. That shoe in their sale at the moment, £280. It's an absolute bargain. Would you put all that money into that shoe? Now, our customer probably thinks, no, listen, these are my shoes. Just send them out. I'm not going to go on the website and spending time and messing about and ordering new shoes. And I've got these bedded in. So, yeah, absolutely fine. We will do him a repair that suits his pocket, suits that shoe. These are the new ones that he could just go out and buy. G-fitting, extra wide, grained leather, really nice and soft. If he looked after them, they would last so much longer. A customer is asking about burnishing. Now, we have some videos, some back videos of burnishing shoes where you take the colour and you darken them down. The best product I've found for doing that is the Barker Cedar Cream in a jar like this. There you go. It's round about £10 or £12. And when you put it on, it would make this shoe very quickly to this beautiful colour. When the shoes start to get a bit older and you get a few marks, and you know what it's like, if you've done this, you've scrubbed the shoe, it's come up clean, looks lovely. But unfortunately, the surface of the leather has been damaged a little bit. So as soon as you put your polish or cream on, it goes dark in that area again. So you've cleaned it all off, looks great, you put the polish on, and the results aren't as good as you think they're going to be. This is ideal for that because it darkens the shoe down. Got to be very careful with it. If you just, it's a really super strong pigment. So if you end up leaving a little bit on there, I go off to serve a customer, when I come back, that's stained super dark. So you have to put this on with a sponge, I find, really quickly. But it's brilliant for darkening any shoes at all. Any shoes in the light tan. Everybody's got a pair of light tan. Send it a little bit darker, more to the new rosewood colour that a lot of the manufacturers are using now. Okay, so we'll leave it at that. I think we've covered everything. I'm looking at my cameraman. Have I covered everything there?
Tell why it's gone black.
Right. Well, we think it's gone black because down on the farm, the is it the ammonia in the animal urine has sent it black, and I think our cameraman used some vinegar and water mixture to kill that a little bit. Something that is seen online to be done. I think there are some kits that you can get, and they are, what are they called? Enzyme cleaners that help to neutralize it a little bit. But that's just what's happened here. And it really did smell quite strong. But you're not going to pull this blackness out of it. That's what's happened with it. It's really, really hard. And yeah, so that's it. That's what we've done. You've got to ask yourself, would you put money into this pair of shoes? your comfortable shoes. Would you do it? Should we do it? Should we not bother with it? Should we just leave it? We could at this point just send them back to him and say, there you go. We've done a bit of a video. Not really worth repairing. Go and get yourself a new pair, get them bedded in. Not my way, I must admit. But yeah, what do you think? Would you really spend that sort of money on these shoes?